So, we got new Blue Eyes support. And it's a goddamn Eternal Soul ripoff that's not even as good as Eternal Soul. But it has some slight differences. I know. You guys are expecting me to do a deck profile on it. Hello, thank you for tuning in to Team Forbidden's YouTube page. It is I, Soto, Summon the Fanatic, finally out with the new Blue Eyes deck profile with the True Light. We would have done this when we opened our first case, but we only got 2 copies. Then we went to Card Addiction, and some asshole bought all 15 copies of the card there. So I couldn't get my 3rd copy, and this deck profile couldn't come out. Made a few other changes, had everything going up. So we're doing something a little different from other people. So let's get right into it. First, we've got, of course, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. You run no less than 3, even though this is, you know, not a fusion build or anything like that that requires you to have all 3 of them. You run the 3 Blue Eyes here. That's it. No alternative, no other Blue Eyes monsters, just the 3. We're going balls to the wall on this one. All True Light back reversion, since apparently that's the way Konami wants us to build the deck. So 2 copies of Ancients to back that up, you know, gets Blue Eyes into your hand, or you know, you just summon it out onto the field, and 1 copy of White Sun Legend, because sometimes you just want to, you know, go into the Blue Eyes and get it into your hand for other stuff, so that way you can just summon it with True Light during the next turn. Next up, haven't seen this card in a while. Back row version, this is your best with Eyes of Blue tuner that you can run, especially if you're going to be locked out of special summoning or from your extra deck for anything else. You drop her on the field, they're going to have to find ways to play around her. Imperm, yeah, let me just chain and summon Blue Eyes. You need to not target and get rid of her. Again, you have to play around her. Next, we're running a small Dogmatika package. I know, this isn't the version you guys were expecting to run this. The Chaos Max version is coming. I just have to find a formula for it that I like with the update with High Ritual Art. But 2 Ecclesia, 1 Fleur-de-Lis. So nice having all the Dogmatika cards in Ultra. Except Punishment for some reason. What the hell is up with that? But that's it for the monsters. Just the 3 Dogmatikas, because Nadir's still at 3 for some reason. So if they ever go to the graveyard, we can just get him back from there. So that's it for the monsters, just 9. Next, I want this card to come back to 3, but it's never going to happen. They're never going to put Card of Demise back to 3. But when this card came out, if you guys remember, I went nuts. I was trying Demise with everything. I was trying it with Felgrand. I was doing it with ABC. I want this card back to 3, but it's never going to happen. It probably shouldn't happen. When it got limited, I said it was basically for a good cause, but come on, give me 2 or something at least. This card, please. To go with the Demise, we have 3 Pot of Duality. And I mean, it's Pot of Duality. It just lets you get into stuff a lot faster, and you're not special summoning during your turn anyways, you're special summoning during your opponent's turn. So there's that. And then 3 copies of... Okay, this card is still at 3 for some reason. It's a really good card. I'm not going to knock it. 2 copies of Bingo Machine Go. This is essentially 2 extra copies of True Light, because you have 3 copies of it, and you've copies. It's a 4th and 5th copy of True Light and a 4th and 5th copy of your regular Blue Eyes. So you can just use those to get it into the hand. 2 copies of Mausoleum of White. This is literally here just to get an extra normal summon with Maiden, and to target Maiden and get Blue Eyes out, so that way you can make a Spirit Dragon during your first turn. Or you can just go Palki Firebricks into Selene, into Access Code Talker. If you can do it, why not? And finally, to round off our spell cards, I finally get to talk about this card. So you want to be able to get access to Blue Eyes as fast and as quickly as possible. this is one way to do it. You tribute an infect monster, they try and get rid of your maiden. You can just be like, okay, Successor Soul, tribute maiden, summon Blue Eyes from deck, get rid of your monster. It's a fun and interruption. And when you're special summoning during your opponent's turn, it works. I wanted to run this before, but I couldn't find a good excuse to run it. This, I finally have the excuse. And one copy of Caught by the Grave, because we can still only have one. I don't get it. We finally have Crossout now. Come on, put this thing back to 2, at least. Please. So, yeah, that's the spells. Into the traps, and as this is back row Blue Eyes, there's a lot of them. First, 3 copies of True Light. So yeah, this is it's essentially Blue Eyes Eternal Soul, except I'd argue Eternal Soul is still better. So it's the reason Eternal Soul is better is Eternal Soul just makes Dark Magician unaffected. This just prevents targeting. Why? I mean, yeah, we've already got the ultimate creature of destruction for it, but why? Come on. The only other minor difference from Eternal Soul is Eternal Soul just has to be removed from the field. This just has to be sent to the graveyard. You might think, that's not that much of a difference. It's actually a pretty big frickin' difference. This one, you Cosmic Cyclone it, it doesn't go off. Or Dragon Spirit of White it doesn't go off. Eternal Soul, you jet that and their whole field gets wiped. So that, I suppose, is the one minor difference apart from, well, obviously, once per turn you can either special summon a Blue Eyes from your hand or graveyard. Self-explanatory, it's only Blue Eyes White Dragon, unfortunately, but if you're running the version with alternative, which I might be changing to at some point, you can special summon it back because this name is treated as Blue Eyes White Dragon in the graveyard. But yeah, the other one is because when they made Eternal Soul, Dark Magician only had Thousand Knives and Dark Magic Attack. They made it only search those. This one, it's actually Ash-proof because it sets it directly to the field, but the condition is you can't have another copy of that card on the field or in your graveyard. So, as such, we're running 1 copy of the Ultimate Creature of Destruction, like I showed a little bit ago. I want to run 2, but I couldn't bring myself to cut this card. Arguably, I think Ultimate Creature of Destruction is better, but Destined Rivals is, it's much stronger. It's a much stronger disruption. It's literally a blanket effect negation across the monsters that your opponent currently has out. Why it can't be for the frickin' turn like Harpy's Featherstorm is, I have no clue, but it works with Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, so whatever. So, for the Dogmatica stuff, we have 2 copies of Dogmatica Punishment. I can go into a slight play interaction at the end of this video. In fact, I'm gonna go into a slight play interaction at the end of this video. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? There's a slight play interaction at the end of this video that I'm gonna go into, which is one of the other reasons I'm running Maiden in here instead of anything else. But it's Dogmatica Punishment. Do I really have to explain this card? You should know what it does by now. It's good. Pop 2 cards with Entis. For the rest of the traps, 3 God says stop taking my stuff, and 3 God says no. To round up the traps, we have 1 Skill Drain, because we literally don't care. I mean, our boss monster is a 3000 vanilla beat stick. We literally don't give a fuck. And 1 copy of a card that everyone wanted to be banned, even post errata. I mean, I kind of get it, but at the other time, it's like, okay, this is to all you people complaining about me bitching about Dragoon. Oh, just play around it. Just play around it. There's my little petty revenge right there. Into the extra deck. 2 copies of Elder Entity Entis. Because you send it with Dogmatica Punishment, you pop another card. And you know what? I'm gonna get the tutorial out of the way right now. So, Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Here's a 3-card combo that you can do to interrupt and get a body on board. So it involves Maiden with Eyes of Blue, Elder Entity Entis, and Dogmatica Punishment. Your opponent tries to summon a monster that they can, attack over me. Like let's just say Utopia the Lightning. before they enter their battle phase, or when they enter the battle phase, before they declare an attack, you activate Dogmatic Punishment. It's only got 4,500 attack, so you send Elder Entity Entis. Then, if they don't have any other cards on the field, Elder Entity Entis says you can target one card on the field. Target Maiden, Chain Maiden, summon Blue Eyes. That's the little interaction right there. There you go. You're welcome. So you can target your own cards if you have to. You don't always have to, but if you have to, you can target Maiden and you can pop everything else. One copy of Titanic the Ash Dragon, because it's Dogmatica. You send this, you get 2 free searches in 1 turn. Ideally, you'll summon, I guess another interaction for those of you wondering how card demise works. You'll get Ecclesia, search punishment. You'll get Ecclesia with Nadir Servant. Your Nadir Servant, send the Titanicad, get the Ecclesia. Ecclesia will then search punishment. You set the punishment, you activate card demise, and as long as you don't draw your copy of Fleur de Lis, end phase, demise, discard your entire hand, resolve Titaniclad, get Fleur de Lis. There you go. That's how it works. So that's it for the fusions. Into the synchros, because we have, you know, Nadir Servant and other stuff. Nice way to recycle all your cards. 1 Spirit Dragon, 1 Silver Eyes. I mean, why would you run anything else? I mean, you can arguably put this, change this out for the Stardust, like you've seen me run in a couple of the other profiles just to get the rank 8s, but I just felt like Azure Eyes was very necessary here, especially if they try and nuke your Eternal Soul to nuke your entire board. Exceed Monsters! 1 Hope Harbinger. Arguably best rank 8 in the game. And then we're just running the Galaxy package. So full armor, Cypher Blade, Cypher X, and Cypher Dragon. You'd steal opponent's monster. Oh, it's a Cypher Dragon. Let me just put this on top. Oh, let me get this. Oh, look at that. I got 2 4,000 monsters. I can't attack directly, but if you got other monsters on the board, boom! There you go. 2 4,000 beaters. And then finally we have 1 Link Revo, because, you know, making Link 1s is good. Halka Fibrix, because this boy is broken. Let's go. Celine, and if you have enough, access code. Side deck, we have a very minimal side deck for this. 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird, because it's Droll and Lockbird, it's stupid. 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, because it's Cosmic Cyclone, it helps against a lot. 1 Feather Duster to say screw you backward decks. 1 Red Reboot, because it's a Red Reboot. 2 Summon Limit, because we're never summoning more than twice during our turn, and we're usually doing our special summons on the opponent's turn. 2 Dimensional Barrier for the, well, you know, the obligatory matchups where you need to play it, and it just ends your opponent's turn. And 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, because literal freaking hand trap. So yeah, that's it for Dogmatica Blue Eyes, back row Blue Eyes with Eternal Soul. Next update, God, I don't know. That's basically it. It was supposed to be the fusion spell. I don't know why it wasn't the fusion spell. Why did we get a trap card? That's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys later.